MyForms, Myco's electronic data collection software, and Event Insight, SAP's distributed event stream orchestration platform, integrate to achieve a streamlined and highly efficient process for the enterprise. How do you get data into your SAP systems? If you're like most organizations, you have employees enter data on paper, then transcribe it into back-end SAP systems. This process is time-consuming, tedious, error-prone, and costly. Using Myco's MyForms software, inspection data that is collected electronically through devices such as tablet PCs, digital pens, pocket PCs, smartphones, and other handheld mobile devices may be linked in real time to back-office SAP applications such as SAP ERP using the SAP Event Insight network, creating a smarter and more intuitive workflow, saving you time, money, and redundancies. In this hypothetical scenario, an auditor is conducting a workplace safety inspection using a digital pen. This pen records ink strokes made on a standard piece of paper and will transmit them instantly to specified Bluetooth devices in the workplace, as well as other enterprise back-end systems at a later time. In this example, the auditor notices that the smoke detector is not working. Take note that this heightens the risk on workplace safety in the event of a fire. Once he signs the inspection form and marks through the Bluetooth activation area on the form, the collected data is instantly transmitted to the Bluetooth-enabled devices and to SAP. Through SAP Event Insight, a notification message is generated in real time and sent to all employees in the workplace. Due to event stream orchestration, in parallel, a work order was automatically created by the system and sent to maintenance to fix the smoke detector. At the same time, to mitigate risk in the workplace, through Event Insight, the air conditioner's temperature sensor in the room was activated to trigger the fire alarm if the sensor registers a higher than normal temperature reading. Once the smoke detector is fixed, Event Insight recognizes that the primary fire alarm is now active and automatically deactivates the temperature sensor as the temporary fire detection system. Thanks to the integration between SAP's Event Insight and Myco's digital pen solution, workplace safety was ensured. Now let's take a look at the behind-the-scenes process that allows this electronic data capture and aggregation. First, let's have a look at the SAP Audit Management. There is an audit plan that contains a template for monthly fire inspection audits and a finished audit that was executed in September 2010. As you can see in the template, the audit consists of a list of questions based on which the success of an audit is defined. In contrast to the template, the executed September audit shows that all questions have been answered sufficiently. It also shows that it was required to add further sign to fire exits, but based on the green checkmark symbol, we know that this problem is solved. To run an audit, a new audit is created either automatically based on the audit plan or manually by an authorized user. Next, based on the audit template, a form is designed in the MyForms Designer tool. The Design tool is a drag and drop such that the designer sees the form exactly as the auditor in the field will. Fields are distinctly named so that their data may be easily accessed later, and form properties are set in order to enable events in SAP Event Insight. SAP Event Insight is a distributed data stream orchestration platform offering a rich repository of bundled services, providing integration into SAP, SAP Business Objects Event Insight, and third-party products and solutions like Myco MyForms. Event Insight can ingest, filter, analyze, and process massive volumes of continuous data streams. It supports the composition of new applications in the form of stream processing graphs that can be executed in a distributed fashion among a peer-to-peer network of heterogeneous processing engines. Back in the MyForms Designer, the form is then uploaded to a MyForms workflow application server. Note that this form's name is Audit Form. While this happens, SAP Event Insight is notified of the new form type that has been created. And based on the form metadata, a new event type representing this form is automatically added to the global metadata repository. Using the Event Insight admin UI, we can see that a new event schema named Myco Fire Inspection Audit Event has been created. If we expand the schema, we can see that data recorded on the form, such as inspection date and smoke detector defect, is mirrored here. Additionally, there is a temperature event that is generated whenever our temperature sensor creates a new measurement. Furthermore, the admin UI is used to administrate the peer-to-peer network of Event Insight instances. Here you can see the Event Insight node that hosts the My Forms adapter, which generates events whenever a new form template has been created or a form has been filled and submitted, like our audit form. Using the SAP Event Insight Query Builder, a user defines, in form of a query graph, how the incoming data is processed or correlated. For our scenario, it starts with a fire inspection audit event, which is fired whenever a form has been submitted. Independent of the content, the form data should always be forwarded to SAP Audit Management, where all information about audits is managed. By using some simple logic developed in Java, the data from the fire inspection audit event is extracted and mapped to parameters of a pre-configured RFC call. After the form was submitted, a fire inspection audit event has been created and the corresponding RFC has been executed. The result is visible in the audit that we created before. All the sufficiently answered questions are marked green, and in contrast, the smoke detector question is marked as unsatisfied, and an additional action object was automatically created by Event Insight. On top of keeping the data consistent in SAP Audit Management, Event Insight is used to detect critical situations, for example, a possibility of a fire due to a too high temperature reading. This is accomplished by Event Insight's capability to correlate different event streams. Additionally to populating the RFC call, this graph also creates a dynamic filter rule event if a not working smoke detector is detected. The corresponding reconfiguration and notifications were done using another event query graph. As you can see, this second graph has two different input events. The first is the dynamic filter rule event that is used to configure the event stream coming from the temperature sensor. In our example, per default, no temperature event is used for fire alarms. However, when the broken smoke detector was discovered, a new rule is added to the dynamic filter node, which allows temperature events to pass through when they are showing a high temperature reading coming from the room with a damaged smoke detector. Such an event is then used to create and distribute alert messages to users based on their contact information stored in an external database. This demo is built on SAP's Distributed Event Stream Orchestration Platform, Event Insight, and Miko's MyForms digital form solution, and shows the true enterprise mobility that is achieved while still using paper-like electronic interfaces.